Okay, I got two things to say. One is part one. That's yesterday. Now it's part two. It's going to be a continuation of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and the Politics. It has to do with, the Choral's Last Symphony, part two. And then we'll talk about this large, crazy maniac. You know who? Jared Loughner. You know why? It gets on my nerves. Seriously, it gets on my darn nerves. Somebody's got to say it. This is the final closing TimeFactor video commentary thoughts.
Do you remember I
said yesterday on my final closing TimeFactor video commentary thoughts about Beethoven's Ninth Symphony that I got in the book? And you know why? It's gonna be good. And I'm talking about this Gabrielle Giffords' death. And I can't believe this could be worse. So part two. That's right, part two of this 29 part series on Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. And of course, you know who. And you know who. Politics. Here it is, according to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. And I thought this could be the final symphony of Ludwig Beethoven, compiled in 1824. And the symphony is one of the best known works of the Western classic repertoire. And it uses a European anthem, and it's considered by the critics of one of Beethoven's masterpieces. And one of those, his great musician compositions ever written. And that's what I'm taking from Ode to Joy, a hymn, a poem written by Friedrich Schiller. It takes us back in time in 1785 and revised in 1803. Well, it has additions to the composer does. It does. Now here's the purpose. The composition, originally commissioned by the Symphony of 1817, and that's when Beethoven started to work. But in the early 18th century, it both has the words and the music of the symphony has the realized sources dating early in Beethoven's career. This is gonna has to be the world known of Ode to Joy. But it's not really Ode to Joy, it has written and published for the following year of this literal journal. Later. There's one thing that needs to take back in time in 1793, when he was 22 years old. This is the sketchbook that you know who. That's right. The bits and pieces of this musical material thing, and ultimately prepared in the symphony. So with that in mind, my friends, this is gonna be worse. You might think it's Ode to Joy, this Ode to sadness of Gabrielle Giffords' death. Here's the purpose you want to know. A shooting suspect, name of Jared Loughner, and my camera is at home, so I'll show it to you tomorrow. So this is what happens. I want you to hear this soundbite from ABC News. As a suspect in court, but the neighbors describe reluctant, reclusive family. That will make sense to you. Take a little listen.
This morning, there are serious questions about why no one intervened to stop the suspect, who clearly had mental health issues, and now his very home life is on trial too. This mugshot of Jared Loeffler may say a lot about his mental state. Loeffler's family has yet to release a statement on the tragedy and has yet to address what happened to their son. The family is described by some neighbors as fiercely reclusive. Besieged by the media, the house is boarded up. But one neighbor was allowed inside to deliver the mail and talk to Loeffler's father.
Not only is he sad for his son, he is devastated over people that was involved.
He went on to describe Loeffler's mother.
She's in bed, and she just looked down and just never shrugged. And like a mountain is, they want to be alone. And they didn't bother me.
Some neighbors are sharply critical of the Loefflers, and one family openly questions the way Loeffler's parents raised him.
I saw a child that wanted to come out and play and, wasn't allowed to come out and play for whatever the reason may be.
Rick Dahlstrom admits that he has feuded with Loeffler's father over their property line, but said he is worried about the son for years.
I'd see Jared walking down the street, head down. But never any words, never any gestures, nothing. Not a single one. I would call him depressed.
When Jared Loeffler appeared in court on Monday, his family wasn't there. He walked calmly into court, head shaven. He seemed nonplussed by it all. Some thought he even smirked when the judge addressed him. His demeanor peculiar as count after count was read against him. Murder, attempted assassination of a U.S. Congresswoman. By now, Loeffler's allegedly crumbling mental state is well documented. Some legal experts expect his court-appointed attorney, Judy Clark, who once represented the Unabomber, to try an insanity defense. She has already said she wants a change of venue.
Now you see what happens? This crazy killer. And why? This is going to be worse. Because all that materialized the killings of a symphony of destruction. But whatever happens to, this is going to be worse. If everybody knows it has a gun, warning, guys are not allowed. For crying out loud, this is going to be worse. What was that? I hoped. But this is what happens. You get killed someone with a gun. And that's why Jared Loeffler is sentenced to court. And this is going to be suspected in shooting in the trash inside his Jared Loeffler's mind. This is a newspaper article that I have. This is what happened. This is where the USA Today. It's a quote to someone you couldn't figure it out. Huh. So this is what happens. According to USA Today, and this is now see this guy is a crazy lunatic shooter, and it has a suspected, according to USA Today article, a chilling mugshot in a brief court appearance yesterday gave the nation its first glimpse accusing mass murderer Jared Loeffler in shackles in jail. What's next to the jumpsuit? Surrounded by you know who. Tight security, he said little, adding to the mystery over a young man's friends and co-workers, described as increasingly disturbed and unstable. My final point of view is this. Whatever happened to this Tyler Schiller's Schiller's a poem to Germany, like the or Nazis or Hitler, whatever it is. It's translated to joy, but it Norman calls it Ode to Joy, and it written back in 1785 and published it in a literary journal, Thalia. But whatever happened to Beethoven has plans to set up home, set back in 1793 when he was 22 years old. And you know what? You want to know the rest of it? This will figure it out. Either this or this. See, that's what I got. Here's a question for when you do your homework. I want you to think about this. Whatever happened to Jared's mind? Or should we say Beethoven's mind? It's a terrible thing to waste. So I'll figure it out. You be the judge. And to be continued part 3 tomorrow. That's what happens. Because tomorrow, I want to talk about this, oh God, idiot, Sheriff Dubnik, trying to blame it on the media, conservative media, whatever it is. So who's to blame? It's going to be blame it on me or Rush or whatever it is. Conservative media. But I'll outsmart them. Then, the other side, the twisted side of this Beethoven's Ninth Symphony has an introduction of the vocal part. Could be a scherzo or choral fantasy. But fantasies have no expert. That is tomorrow. Just wait and see about that. Anyways, make sure you Facebook me. Oh no. Keep forgetting. Anyways, I posted on my. Anyways, make sure you check my website, lhmusictimefactor.weebly.com, and check my website, lhmusictimefactor.weebly.com for my Time Factor website. And you can check this. I post this on this website, my website, and it has isn't nothing, all that stuff. And you make it and this is gonna be worse. It's gonna be good. Trust me about that. Anyways, don't forget lhmusictimefactor.weebly.com. And so is my final custom Time Factor video commentary thoughts from YouTube, and so is you know who. That's right. Yes. Ustream.tv. And final closing Time Factor thoughts.weebly.com, so it's box as far as we're concerned. Anyways, like I said, part 3 of this, you know who. That's right. It could be, part 3 of this Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and the Politics, between this choral fantasy and all that stuff, and Dubnik's comics about the media. Ugh. Disgusting. Anyways, LH Music America's Level Plus Small Christian Conservative is signing off. And I'm out the door. Excuse me. I'm out the door. Excuse me. Don't mind. I'm invisible. I'm invisible right now. Go with God's blessings. Good night. And I'm invisible. Don't forget to Facebook me and follow me at facebook.com/lhmusictime, and so it's twitter.com/lhmusictime. You might learn something.